Welcome to Scene Invaders. You got Dan and Felicia here. Also, special guest Tanner, our editor, has
Ooh.
joined us for this episode. And we're talking Your Friends and Neighbors, episode 5.
This tourist has balls!
This episode, little slow maybe, but towards the end, we got the answer of who's dead. We can talk about it now. Paul, dickhead, dead. Okay, so now we have a full-on murder mystery. Personally, we know, Felicia, me and you talked last week that they extended this for season 2. They renewed it already, right? I don't think we're getting the answer of who killed this motherfucker until season 2. What do you think?
You think? I
Yeah.
mean, I was kind of hoping, like hoping the season finale, because I have some guesses we can get into later or now, whenever. But I don't know. I was kind of hoping the season finale would tell us. I don't want to wait for the next season, even though I think you're right. If they want to stretch it out, they might wait till season 2 just because it's like the main, like that's how it started. It seems to be the big thing in the show.
hmm
So they
Yeah.
may wait, but I'm still gonna hold on to like a little string of hope that we'll find out at the end. Or at least a
Uh,
hint. Maybe
we
some
had
hints.
people in the comment section called correctly that it was Paul in Sam's house, dead. So good job there, guys.
Yeah.
Great job. But yeah,
That wasn't much of a surprise. Paul had to go.
he's an asshole.
Mm,
He's a
he
piece of
is.
shit. Yeah. All right. So their new plan is to stop with the watches and the jewelry and to make a big score. Elena and Coop want to steal some art. And art goes for a shitload of money. All right. You're talking millions of dollars, so they would get hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we'll talk about how it went south because Christian Drummond from Severance was a piece of shit and looks like he's just gonna fuck them over. How though? I mean, they still know where this guy is. You'd just be like, yo,
Yeah.
you owe me the money for the thing I did for you. You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
I would go after him to be honest.
Me
Because
too.
like he was acting like a jerk. He was an asshole. He was in the wrong. There's 2 against 1. Like there's proof. Like it's not like they're making it up what he did. Like they know for a fact like he was being a freaking pig. So I mean, I
Yeah.
would go after. I would try to go back for it, but I feel like I don't know. He kind of seems like he's gonna just be like fuck it and then just take the loss. Or like she was saying, like I really needed the money. But I mean, I'm like you could still get the money. Like I still want
Yeah.
it.
I think they'll probably come back to it, and I suspect we'll see Mr. Drummond again, and he will probably give them a cut of the painting, severely reduced for being pepper sprayed, rightfully pepper sprayed,
Rightfully. Yeah.
Rightfully.
absolutely. And it's actually kind of broke my heart a little where she had that line.
Do you know how many times I've had a guy press his dick up against me in a place like that?
All right, let's talk about it. So Christian invites them to a nightclub to celebrate because they stole the painting, right? Booze, cocaine, bad decisions. And then it gets tense. Coop steps in to stop. Elaine is mad because she said, "Oh, I got this." And then he punches him, and then she pepper sprays them. And then they're like, "Oh shit, now we don't have our money anymore." And she's real pissed off because she's like, "Look, you think you're going through it? You don't know broke. You don't know broke. Your kids will never go hungry. You're a rich guy who wants to stay rich. I'm actually struggling. I needed that money." So, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Are they still going to get that money? I think they can. I don't think it's an obstacle they can't overcome. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, it's definitely different stakes to both of them, right? They're
Yeah,
they're they're both going through something. You can't compare each
absolutely.
other
Yeah.
what they're going through because like we've talked about, Felicia and I've talked about in previous videos, the lifestyle of the people that live in the neighborhood that Coop's from is unfathomable to me. I mean,
Same.
I can't even think, I can't even begin to think what life like that would be like. So I'm in Elena's boat. Like I see where she's coming from, right? So I know she really wanted that score. Now it seems to be if you lose this connection with this guy because he was a piece of shit and rightfully so got pepper sprayed, well, now you're gonna have to find a new art dealer. Does Lou know somebody else? That's the problem.
I didn't even think about that to be honest, because I was like, from her point of view, I'm like, I wouldn't even want like, I mean, I guess I want the money, but I think like I wouldn't want to work with him again moving forward. I would want to
Exactly.
find someone else
Yeah.
either way. And I did understand why she got all mad at Coop for like sticking up for her, but I also didn't because I'm like, like it's like 50-50. It's like, okay, I get it. You want to like, you've done this before. Like, you can stick up for yourself. You're a strong woman with that. But at the same time, he's a pretty big guy, and she didn't look like she had him under control. It looked like he was taking control of her. She's a lot smaller than him physically. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was. It wasn't gonna go well.
They were also on drugs.
I hate it. I think it's the worst drug ever. I think it's the
Wow.
absolute worst drug ever.
I have never done it.
I had
That's the
I
worst.
had a buddy who described to me, he said it gave him just this confidence that he didn't have.
I could see
So,
that's what a lot of people say. It gives you like a hype, like a burst, which I get, but it kind of seems like he had his eye on her, maybe even the whole time. Like the way he was looking at her, maybe I can just tell because I've been there. Like you could tell when some guy's looking at you the wrong way and it makes you
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I feel like
Not
he knew what he was doing the whole time. He didn't even need the cocaine. Like it was gonna get there for him.
That's why he asked Coop if he was with Elena to
Mm-hmm.
see if, oh, okay, now I'm gonna, because as soon as he had a shot, he went for it in the most dirtbag way possible. I mean, he was basically like gonna R word her,
Yeah, he
and
was assaulting her.
yeah, that's ridiculous the way he went about it. And then he pulls a knife. All you do, you got punched in the face for being a dick, bro. Let's talk about Coop's personal life. So Hunter, he's in a lot of trouble because he was, I think, giving the Adderall away. I don't think he was selling like they said he
No,
was.
yeah.
And they were snorting it, and they have to pay like $240,000 to keep him in school. It was like a bribe basically.
Oh
So
my God.
that's absurd. So Coops, he doesn't have that money right now. Mel,
Hmm.
I'm sure she does well for herself, but she doesn't have that money right now. Who's gonna pay for that? It's gonna be he's gonna have to steal more and more shit to pay for that. I mean, that's just one bill on top of all the other shit that we've talked about previously that he has to pay for. So this goddamn Hunter made a big mistake, and he was just trying to impress some people. And the way he was acting later on, where he wanted his flaming hot Cheetos, I'm like, bro, you just fucked up royally, and you're gonna act like this now? Like, dude,
Yeah, I agree. He could have looked a lot more sorry. He didn't seem to, I mean, I get it, like high school, he was trying to like show off with that girl. She was flirting with him.
yeah,
She kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
give him a choice, but he also didn't fight it. He could have been like, no, I'm gonna go to class, but he went, he did it. The
Mhm.
weird makeup cracked me up. I thought that was hilarious. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting the whole Adderall thing. I was like, oh no, kid, what are you doing? And I mean, he's lucky he didn't end up being expelled, but like his parents having to do it in that way is so like icky to me.
It's all about how you look. It's all about perception, right? Like if Hunter gets expelled from this school, how's it going to look? It's
Right.
not going to look good for his college, not going to look good for the neighbors and everybody. Oh, he doesn't go to that school anymore. Like it's all about the look. It's all bullshit, man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hate it.
smoke and mirrors.
Style of parenting is significantly different than mine. I would have power slammed that kid to the moon in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
huh,
fuck
pay
that.
money, or I would have done that Undertaker finisher move to that kid. My God.
Uh-huh. All right, so let's talk about the end real quick, and then we're gonna do our favorite moments. But and we're gonna talk a little about Barney because Barney's going through it this episode,
Ooh,
boy.
yeah.
He's going through it. Oh boy. All right, so the end circles back to the beginning of the show. Okay, so he's upset. He just had this horrible night, Coop did. So he decides to text Sam, the beautiful Olivia Munn, to see what she's up to. And
Mhm.
we saw them having some relations earlier on in the episode. Looks like a lot of fun. She gave him an out, and he didn't take it. But like, I hate that she did that because personally, I'm rooting for those two to be together.
I
I think they
know.
make a cute couple. But so he's like, okay, I guess I'll steal from you, which is where he is in his life right now. He's going to steal from his booty call. That could
Mm.
be something better. So he walks in, and Paul's dead on the floor, and that's the whole opening scene we saw. So Felicia, you pretty much guessed what happened spot on when you said like weeks ago that he slipped, and so
Mhm.
he wasn't even involved in this whatsoever. He just slipped,
Yeah.
caught a bump on the head, balls in the pool, body dead. He's like, what the hell is going on? So theories below. What do you guys think is up with that? I mean, do you have anything to work with, really? Who wanted Paul dead? Why was he in Sam's
Ooh.
house? And unless Sam was the killer, what else do you have
That's
to work
what
with?
I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking. I hate it, but I feel like that's kind of why she left. Like she was like,
Mm,
I fucked up. I did this. I mean, I hate saying it twice because at first we were like, oh, Coop, it was an accident. Now it's like, I don't want to say with her it was not. I kind of feel like it was on purpose, but not, like I do feel like they got in like an argument. So maybe she didn't mean for him to die, kind of like a throwback to Yellow Jacks kind of thing. But
yeah.
like it happened and then she just left because she didn't know what to do. And she was like, oh, if I'm not home, then no one's going to think it was me. But I mean, it'd be weird if he accidentally died in her house, right? It kind of seems like she's a suspect right now. And she left like that, walked to her mom's house, didn't not walk, but she drove to her mom's house. She didn't really have any words for her mom. She kind of was just like, and her mom
Yeah.
saw how defeated she was. I don't know. She's a little suspicious to me. Not that I would be mad at her. I like her, but
There's
I think
blow.
it could be her.
What about Paul's 19-year-old girlfriend?
Oh,
Yeah, the last time we saw them, she's like, F you, Paul. Whoa.
Yeah, she ran off. Yeah.
the only
Possible
thing is that it's in her house, Sam's
in her
house.
house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, why would she? Yeah. Possible
Here-
though. Possible. I'm not gonna rule it out.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't rule
here.
anything out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, here's my guess. Paul knew she was gone. In his mind, that's my house.
Okay.
So he took his young girlfriend there. They got in a fight. She probably cracked him over the head with something. She seems volatile and emotional enough to
Mhm.
murder this guy, not try to clean up or hide the body. That's the other thing. He was just splayed out
You're
there.
just there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just dead guy, Mr. Dead Guy on the floor. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, that is weird.
that's my pitch for my theory. We're gonna find out that it was whatever her name was, Paul's
His new chick.
yeah, Paul's
All
new
right,
chick.
cool. So we
Yeah.
have two different ideas. Let's see who's right.
All right. What do you guys think? Let us know. All right, Barney. He is over his head with this renovation. And I kind of hate Barney's wife, let me tell you the truth right now, because why do you need all this shit done to your house? Why?
Yeah.
And he's trying to be frugal and be like, well, maybe we can delay it. And she's like, nope, send us the how much it's gonna cost. We'll take care of it. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Yeah.
There's a problem and it's gonna cost this much more money. Time out. We're gonna do it another time. Like his wife seems like a royal bitch. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like she doesn't care about his opinion at all. She's not even worried. Like he kind of gave her little hints, like, okay, like maybe we should cut back on certain things. So for him to even say that in that moment, in front of even the guy, like the construction guy, like why would you do
Yes.
that in front of him? Like, let's talk about this privately. So I'm with you. I do not like her at all, actually.
Yeah, she's annoying. And then word got out to her mother, who was actually in Kim's
Hmm.
Convenience. If you ever watched Kim's Convenience, fantastic show. A little half-hour comedy to put on before
Aw.
bedtime. Really fun show. She's fantastic in that. But in this, she plays
A twat.
the mother. Yeah, the mother of a bitch. So she gives Barney $1 million check, says, hey, this is between me and you. And what does he do? He takes the special occasion liquor that the father-in-law gave him, drinks some of it, pours it on the floor, takes the check, lights it on fire, and starts a whole fire in one of the sections that they're
Oh
renovating.
my God.
I thought it was all burning down.
Me
I was
too.
like, yo, no chance that fire extinguisher puts out that flame. No shot.
Yeah, I'm
But
with
I was
you.
wrong. Yeah, I thought it was going down. But yeah.
Also, I have some. Did we notice how much money that check was? I think it was $1 million.
Yeah, it was a million. Yeah, it was a million.
And he just
Yeah.
burns it up like
$1 million.
this is what we keep
Yeah.
talking about with these people. Like to them, that's
Yeah.
like fucking pennies or something. Like he didn't
Yeah.
even care, just burning it and throwing it away. Dude, $1 million. You're like,
Yeah.
you couldn't even do $200,000 renovation. Take it. But
Take
I
it.
get where
Why
he's
would you
coming
burn it?
from.
I have a personal account I keep just for these little emergencies.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Dude.
That's what I'm talking about. These people live something you cannot comprehend if you're like me. It's just bizarre that
Same.
some people
I
live their
think,
lives
yeah.
like this.
So with these super ultra rich people, just it makes me realize we're all one $200,000 renovation away from bankruptcy. But the sheer level of stress on their lives with some people, once you attain wealth, it's no longer about making it. It's about maintaining it and then getting more wealth and accumulating more and more and more. Not because you want these things, but because it becomes essentially an addiction. And now the pressure to keep that up is so great.
It's
You're
pressure.
getting,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're getting overwhelmed. You're going to take huge risks to try to make things meet. So listen, if you could be one or the other, yeah, you'd rather be the guy living in a mansion. But the pressure that Barney is feeling with all these stresses going on, unable to take control of his life and his finances, his wife being a runaway spendaholic, and in that moment,
That's one word for her. Yeah.
yeah, in going through all that, he's probably feeling significantly more stress than, say, the guy who's just kind of living paycheck to paycheck, paying his bills, making ends meet,
True.
able to keep a roof over his head. Now, Barney's life is significantly nicer, and it could become a lot easier if they just sold all that and downgraded. But again, it's all status symbols, like Coop keeps narrating. It's all status symbols.
Yeah. I also feel
It's-
like his wife would leave if like if she found out he didn't have money anymore. I feel like she's the type to be like, well, then I'm fucking out of here and we'll like leave him.
I hate
That's why I don't
everyone's
like
wife
her.
in the. I hate
I know.
everyone's wife in the show. Everyone except for Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn's
Olivia
awesome,
Munn.
but
Sam's great. Sam's great.
everyone's wife is some sort of self-absorbed narcissist, unable to take accountability for their own actions. Coops might be the worst. I have zero sympathy for her. Like when she's sad,
Mel?
I'm like, be sadder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mel's not my favorite character. But dude, honestly,
yeah,
the guys are bad too. Like the guys are
yeah. They're all
most
pretty bad. Yeah.
mostly all pieces of shit. I mean,
Hmm.
Coop, you can tell Coop has a heart because of his relationship with Allie and everything he's done for her. And he's really just trying to do this to like he's acting like he still has a job with like people overseas starting up a new business and shit. So he has to steal and shit. And he won't sell his Maserati because that'll look bad. But I feel like he does have some sort of moral compass, if that makes sense.
I get what you're
Even
saying.
even though he's stealing from his friends and neighbors, which is the title of the show. What does this all mean? This episode, I feel like, was a turning point. The reveal of Paul's body answers a big question, but it opens up a bigger question, which is who killed Paul? There's below. And was it Sam? Could be, or someone else in the neighborhood. Coop's DNA is all over the crime scene, which is a bad look for him. So
Yeah.
that sucks. So he's in big trouble if that comes out. Like, but he could just be like, "Hey, I was sleeping with her. I'm at the house all the time, so that's why my DNA was there." But the show's doing a great job of keeping us guessing, and that's where I get season two's confirmed. This might carry over, but I'm with Felicia. I want to answer now. Who do you guys think killed the person? And let's get to our favorite moments part. Allie and Nick. When Allie goes to Nick's gym, and Nick says,
Decided to sign up. We're running a friends and family promotion all month.
and Allie says,
Thanks, Nick. I am neither.
my girl. My girl. That's fucking awesome. And the whole reason she went there was to go to her ex and, you know, try to talk to her ex without seeming like she's stalking
Yeah.
him, which she kind of is, and I feel really bad for her. But she's a great character, and I don't want her to get back with the guy because it seems like
He doesn't
she,
deserve her.
somebody else out there is better for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Pet, get over him. Get over him.
I'm
You
with
got
you.
it. You got this gig. You're playing. You're doing the thing you love, which is making music. Move on. You know that's what I got. I love Allie.
Okay, well, that's a good segue actually for mine because mine's right after. It's kind of the same moment. So when she sees her ex in the gym, like it's kind of the same scene as Dan, but when she's walking around and kind of making herself look like she knows what she's doing, she like takes her hair out and she like lowers. She's trying to make herself look sexier,
Yeah,
and then she
yeah,
goes over to the weights and she tries to lift one up, and she starts saying, "They're talking over my songs."
yeah.
And then he's like, what the fuck? I cracked up. And then she goes over to the smaller weights and starts lifting over there. I thought that
Yeah.
whole it was so funny. I love her for that. But I agree with you and I don't want her to get back with him.
Yeah, definitely not.
My favorite moment is the one that was before yours when
Mhm.
Allie and Nick are talking.
Sorry, memberships aren't transferable.
Neither are wives, and yet.
And I had to pause and like, whoa,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
great with
she
the
gets
the-
one-liners.
best zingers.
You know what's
Mhm.
funny? She doesn't have much screen time, and all of us picked her as one of our favorite moments. That's how good of a character she is. She's
And I
a
feel like
great
we
character.
usually do too. We
Yeah.
always pick her scenes because they're just cute little parts they add into the show.
Yeah, she's a fantastic character. All right, so snorting Adderall cost them $240,000, and Dickhead is acting like a dickhead. Not my favorite part. That's my least favorite part. That's why I'm putting it in there. New segment, least favorite part. That kid's a dick.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous, dude. $240,000, then you're gonna act like an asshole. Where are my flaming hot Cheetos, dude? Fuck,
Be
he
like-
needs to get punched in the face.
I really liked when the mom kind of just looked at her and knew Sam was like broken and she started crying and they hugged. I know we
Mhm.
previously talked about that, but I really like that moment, just being able to like go home to your parents
Yeah,
and feel safe. I mean, it also makes her look like a suspect, but also it just looks like poor Sam. I feel so bad for her.
I
And I
know.
wish she didn't like cut things off with Coop.
Like, I think in the moment she thought she wanted to, but obviously he texted her, "Hey, you want to hang out later on that day?" So I think they'll get their thing back going. But there's a
Yeah.
murder now. Now Paul's dead, so that could make things a little harder to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for them. I want them together. That's my dream.
Yeah.
My least favorite moment is the first sex scene with Mel and Nick. I'm not a fan of gratuitous sex scenes if it doesn't do anything to further the plot. And I don't know, maybe I don't want to see these two enjoying themselves because I want them to be miserable and suffer. But unlike the second one that happened between Coop and Olivia Munn, that actually did further the plot.
Yeah.
The first one seemed it was just thrown in there for I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe to bring in views.
No, I think it was I think it had a point because Mel was sorry about the way she was at the party, and
Okay.
she wanted to be like, "Hey, I'm here for you. I'm supporting your fucking toilets that you're trying to sell. So I'm sorry. I apologize the way I acted. So let's bang." I
Boom,
think
let's
that's
bang
why.
in the closet.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah.
I think a better way to get that point across would have been for her to be like, care to show me that room? And then we just see a shot of the door, and then you just hear like,
Yeah.
and them
That
going
would
at
have
it for like a couple of seconds, boom, on to the next scene. It
yeah, that
just
would have worked. That
yeah, it
would have
went
worked.
too long. It
Yeah.
was one of those less could be more.
Actually, I have like a lot of little moments in this one, but this one really stood out to me because I know Dan is a shipper of Sam and Coop, but I like Elena and Coop. And that
Oh,
scene
okay.
when he's like, "You look good tonight," basically,
Hmm.
because she had her lipstick on, she was looking nice. Even the other guy noticed it too, but we don't care about him. And like that at the thing, she calls him down to dance with her, and she's like dancing on him. That was one of my favorite parts. I loved it. I loved every moment. I was hoping it would have like I don't know, a little bit more, but then he ends up chickening out and walking away because I think
Yeah.
he does realize we're partners. It can't get messy, but there is an attraction there.
Yeah,
There
I was
is.
thinking of you during that scene. I
I
was
was
like,
like,
damn, she might be right because you did say that. So I was thinking of you during that scene.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're on to something. And I think the sparks are going to still be there, even though they had a little fight. I think they're going to still be there.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah,
they still have to be together all the time to keep their partnership going. So I think it's going to
right.
be a slow build up.
She is going to betray him in future
No,
episodes.
no,
Oh
Oh,
yeah, and
no,
it's
no, no,
going to
no.
sting because he's going to open himself up.
you
And
think?
oh yeah, I actually have a theory that this whole narration going on that we hear him doing is him
Mhm.
retelling events to someone.
Like a
In
therapist
prison?
or something? Oh,
Somebody I like
we have such different.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Therapist or prison, one of them.
Like it's going to be him talking to someone, and that'd be neat if they release on the final episode or the next series. But I don't know how
Okay, I
long they
like
keep
that.
that gimmick going.
Hmm.
It's a neat gimmick. I like it, but it is a
Hmm.
gimmick, and I hope that it pays off with one day we just get a transition, and he's like, and that's how that guy was killed. Oh, okay.
I'm really interested to see, really interested to see how Paul ends up dead.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool the scene of them stealing the painting. I felt like it was
Yeah, that was
nice and
cool.
swift and easy. They
Yeah,
did it like they're professionals. They copied, they put it on. I like that little
yeah.
part too. And the thing
I
that you like came up.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they will notice. The owner of that painting will notice because
Right.
so as far as we know, as viewers, they're getting nothing for that painting, right? Which I think is
Hmm.
bullshit. I think you can go to Lou and be like, tell that motherfucker to give us our cut. We gave him $1 million painting. He was a dickhead. Get our cut. I think that's very possible that that could still happen. And even though they seem like they gave up on it, but I think it's possible that it'll happen. All right, so that's it for episode 5. We'll be back next week for episode 6. But yo, shit keeps getting messier and messier. Now we know who the dead body is. Now we're gonna have to see what happens after that. I like that they gave us the answer mid-season. Very interesting. Gives you guys time for theories. We could make a theory video if you're new here. Theory videos, we read your comments and we react to your comments. So if you have any theories on what's going on or what's going to happen, please drop them below. We'd love to do it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you next week. Later.
Bye.
I hate it. I
We'll
hate
edit
it.
that out or edit more of that in.